Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. We are really burning the midnight oil here at Heiko Shaves headquarters today because I feel kind of bad for Brian, channel supporter Brian, who sent me his Envoy and his Ambassador that we have been heavily leaning on to shave with and to create content for you guys. And there is one more comparison shave that I want to do, and then I want to pack it up and send it back to him so that he gets his fine shaving equipment back into his hands. So in the previous video, we just did the Ambassador versus the console. And I also introduced you to my new aftershave, which was sent over by Bill, channel supporter Bill. You know, the matching Cella products, PAA Cella Cool, which I love. And he also sent me a soap bar, which is Awesome Sauce, the mentholated kind of down the line of Paraso Green, so to speak. And I just showered and I used that soap bar. It's lovely. It's great. I mean, this cooling effect of menthol on a hot summer day. I mean, here it's already really hot summer day. Came home from work late and I feel bad for Brian that I'm holding his two razors hostage for so long. So I pulled out my Rex Sentry and his Rex Envoy, which are two 3-piece razors, and they are fairly similar but different. One is a slanted, that's the Sentry, and one of it is a straight close comb razor. And again, you can see the difference in knurling on the handle. This one here has the pine cone kind of design, and this one here is uncompromising grip. This is really the most grippy knurling I've ever felt on any razor. Really well made. They're about the same size. Let's weigh them here against each other real quick. The Envoy is 102.5 and the Sentry is 96.4. So the Sentry has a little bit of a weight advantage. We're going to use two Persona Super Blades, which I love, and they are both used once. So we're efficient. We're not using new blades every single time, but we are going to be reusing those. And then I redecorated here in the background a little bit. So we have Ariana and Evan's Tobacco Road set up now with a colorful Yachi 24mm brush, and the two big dogs, the big Rexes, the Ambassador and the Console, are currently hanging out with each other up there. This is of course only going to be temporary until I have to send the Ambassador back to Brian. And yeah, I want to get to the point that we did a shave with the Ambassador by itself, the Envoy by itself, the Ambassador versus the Console, and now we're going to do the Sentry versus the Envoy. Just to, we know that both razors aggression-wise are at a level 2 or 2.5 on the equivalent adjustable. So if you would look at the Envoy, straight close comb, and you look at the Ambassador, at about a 2.5 is where blade gap and geometry matches up with the Ambassador. And here on the Sentry, the slanted one, with a Console, we're also at about a 2.5, roughly, geometry-wise. So since we have the time, I just wanted to give you the correct pricing. So the Sentry, slanted 3-piece stainless steel double-edged safety razor, $189. And let's see if they list a blade gap here. I'm not going to read all of this. 101 grams. We just found out mine is only 96, so they shorted me a few grams. Matt Pesarsi, what are you trying to do? Anyways, you can get them again in all those different colors. This is the standard, then the polished, then the gold, the rhodium, and the Prospector, which is a combination of rhodium and gold plating. This one is supposedly blade neutral. I kind of expect this to mean a neutral blade exposure. And then let's look at the Envoy real quick if I can find it. Envoy 3-piece, it's $150. So just like the Ambassador is a little cheaper than the Console, the Envoy is a little cheaper than the Sentry. And here, let's see what they say here real quick. Also, again, standard polish, gold, rhodium, or Prospector. And then let's see. Yeah, it's funny. Here they actually list a blade gap of 0.02 inches which, okay, that's 0.5 millimeters. You know, I'm kind of a metric guy myself, growing up in Germany. The only imperial size anything we have over there is plumbing supplies. Don't ask me why. Everything else is metric. Sure grip, that's what they call it, the sure grip handle. And I can tell you this is very sure, a sure grip. Companies adjustable. Oh, they say the medium setting to equivalent of a setting 3 on the Ambassador. Yeah, I can live with that. 2.5 to 3, somewhere around there. That's when the blade gap kind of matches up. They don't say anything if this is blade positive or neutral. As we found out, the Ambassador and the Envoy, as I was shaving with this, is a positive blade exposure razor. That's why it feels a little bit more bladey, but that's why it's also very efficient. It gets the job done in a hurry. So let's just load up the blades here, and then I show you. So typical, you know, 3-piece arrangement. You just grab the top, drop the blade on there if I can, drop the base on there if I can, and then tighten up everything, and then it should all fall in place. The ends blade tabs are covered up. That's good, so we have no problems there. Very nice, looks good. And then we're going to do the same with Mr. Sentry here. Also 3 pieces. Since the Sentry is a slanted one, I have complained about this before with a console. The alignment tabs are too short to reach the blade when the blade just sits on top of it. So you kind of have to, you know, drop it on top of each other and then wiggle everything until everything just slides together. And then you tighten up the handle and then we're good to go. So if you want one of those two right out of the gate and you want a milder razor, I would get the Sentry for sure. The Envoy is a little bit more bladey. And you can see if you look at them next to each other, you can see that the slant razor has a tighter radius, which then puts the blade at a more slicing motion and this more at a little bit more scraping motion. Okay, so that's sneak peek of what to expect here. I mean, I've now shaved with both. I have a pretty good idea of what this is going to feel like. What are we going to use? We're going to use my little leaf shave bowl, silicone over some sort of silver plated cast material. Works pretty well. It was a package that they put out and people could pre-order it. And then we're going to use the good old-fashioned Razor Emporium Heritage, which is really absolutely one of my favorites. This is like the embodiment of old-fashioned barbershop clean linen, you know, just one of those traditional clean scented soaps, and I absolutely love that stuff. I don't even know how I survived that long without this soap. And that of course comes in the package with aftershave balm and a non-emulsified aftershave. As you can see, the oily and the watery substances separate. You just shake it up and put it in your hand and you're good to go. This stuff is just very good combination. So shave bowl, let's scoop a little bit of some soap. Since I just took a shower with the lovely Awesome Sauce soap bar that Bill sent me, man, is that stuff good. There are so many good products out there, but you know what I forgot completely in this excitement of shaving, getting ready for work tomorrow. Yeah, sometimes I shave at night just so I don't have to do it in the morning. And I figured, you know, I owe Brian his razors back and I want to get this last comparison done before I have to send it off. I forgot to fill my sink. So magic of video editing.
5 minutes later.
All right, sink is filled. Soap is in the shave bowl at the bottom there in that little silicone spot. My brush, I haven't told you what I'm going to use. In my cup, has been soaking for a little bit, is my Frank shaving handle that I put a badger into. So this has been soaking. This should be good to go. This is a lovely little badger that I created myself out of a used handle and a knot that I bought somewhere. Don't ask me where. And I just epoxied a new knot in there and I really like it. So it's nice and wet. Now we're just going to go right in here. So we're skipping the pre-shave today because, like I said, I just stepped out of the shower. Stubbles should still be, you know, pliable. And then we're gonna use this little shave bowl here. We'll see if this large knot with Heritage by Razor Emporium. I still have a whole set of samples of those other scents that they have, and I haven't really spent any effort in exploring those. I should probably do that with you guys. Maybe we should just do a little lathering session where we just whip up some of those samples instead of shaving with it. Just do a little sniff test and a little lather. I don't know. I keep so I keep lathering in here, and the soap goes over the edge. I don't know. Maybe this little shave bowl is not meant to be used with such a large knot. It's coming out of the I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Apparently, maybe it's because it's late at night, trying to get ready here. But yeah, I was really excited. I wanted to shave. I mean, this is about 2.5 days of growth in my face. It needs to come off, and we have to try out those two razors up against each other. Sentry versus Envoy. So a Sentry is like a guard, right? And an Envoy is more like a diplomatic officer, like in the diplomatic service. I have noticed the trend there. The consul, the ambassador, the Envoy, and the Sentry. And yeah, I have mentioned before, I've told Matt Pisarcik in an email that he should name the open comb razor that he's going to make one of these days. Maybe a slanted open comb, that would be really cool. He should call that the attaché. That's more like a military diplomatic position. And I'm smearing it. The leather is coming out of this thing here left and right. So anyways, let's just transfer it over into my face before everything ends in the sink here. Looks good, feels good, smells even better. Oh man, is that a good scent? Ah, this stuff is good. Smells like clean America. Just saying. I gotta say, I wasn't born here, but I love this place. The red, white, and blue and everything. I've been sufficiently, oh my goodness, I'm slinging this all over the place. My lathering technique is lacking today. I have soap everywhere now. My Americanization has progressed over the last 20 years. So I don't know if I could move back to Germany still. If I could still fit in. Or if they would all just call me the American or something. I really love the United States. Good place to live. Has been good for me and my family, I gotta say. I'm grateful. So, that looks good. And oh man, is that a good scent. All right, so we have two beautiful razors. The guest gets the right side, so we're gonna do the Envoy here on the right. With a grain, obviously. And yeah, it's a mild version of the Ambassador. So setting 2.5 or 3 on the Ambassador equals this. It is a little bit bladey. That's because it is a little bit of a positive blade exposure, as I surmise. I reckon. I assume, without verifying this any scientific way. Feels like a positive blade exposure razor. Gets the job done in a hurry. I think they have a pretty good combo there at Rex Supply or Razor Emporium with the console and the Sentry being the milder and less blade exposure, and then the Ambassador and the Envoy, yeah, Sentry and console, and the Ambassador and the Envoy. Gets the job done. Gets the job done. And with this razor, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So this is, what did I say, $150? I'm not missing out on going more aggressive. So for me, since I do like a little bit more aggressive razors these days, this is aggressive enough, let's say. It's not super mild, so I would not necessarily gravitate towards this as a total noob, but it's aggressive enough for me that I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. Now, the Sentry here on the left, the slant razors, you know, they're one of my favorites, kind of the genre, the portion of the razor world. I really like the slant razors. Different geometry. They tighten the blade, they grip the blade really tightly because it's kind of torsioned. In German, they are actually Torsionsrasierer. Torsionsrasierer would be a torsion razor because it torsions the blade. Or Torsionsrasierhobel. The torsion shaving planer. It's the torsion shaving planer. German word of the day. There's going to be a test afterwards. It feels milder. I can tell you that. And that is probably due to less blade exposure. The end result of the first pass is fairly similar. And now we're just gonna lather up again and do a second pass. How about that? I have spoken about what that means, positive blade exposure, neutral or negative blade exposure, so many times I feel like I don't need to do my little demonstration again. But if you want to learn that, know what that means, just watch one of my other videos. I probably talk about it. Very nice. Oh, the scent, guys, is just heavenly. Here we go. Across the grain with Mr. Envoy. It's not as mild as a Müller R89, Edwin Jagger DE89, Merkur 34, Merkur 41C, or many other razors. I would say a certain level of wet shaving proficiency is required, or else you might nick yourself. But I think this is a razor that you definitely, as a beginner, if you get a cheaper one and then you buy this one, you can grow into this. Absolutely. I mean, if I remember back 3 years ago when I started making videos with you guys, how often I cut myself and nicked myself and was complaining how aggressive and blady stuff was. And that's not the case anymore. I guess it's really just a matter of practice, practice. And if I can learn how to do this without chopping my face off, you can too. You know, they send monkeys and dogs to the moon or around the earth. You know, there's no rocket science here. It's just control of pressure, finding the right angle, and practice. Yeah, they're both excellent razors. They're both not exactly immediate beginner territory, and also price-wise. You know, if you are new to DE shaving and you haven't never done this before, maybe just buy a $30, $40 razor. I have tried, there are some videos on my channel where I've tried stuff like in the $20 and below, And believe it or not, you can actually shave with those. There was a couple, I can't come up with the names off the top of my head, but some suggestions that came in through the comment section. And I bought a few from Amazon, some really cheaper ones, 20 bucks, 8 bucks, 10 bucks, and they all shave, and you can learn and practice. And if you don't like it, then give it up. If you do, and you get the hang of it slowly, just like I did, and you want something that's really stoutly built and really good grip and looks good on the sink here next to your sink, you know, maybe have a little shelf to display it on, you know, how this all really quickly escalates. And then before you know it, you have like 200 razors. I haven't counted in a while, but yeah. And guess what? Brian, you know, channel supporter Brian sent me this. Then Bill just sent me this lovely bar soap and this lovely aftershave to match it up with Cella. And I just got another box from Bill. So I have a whole box full of razors. And one razor you guys are probably going to be pretty excited about. I'm not going to give it away quite yet, but there's going to be another really good shave coming up from a, you know, a little bit newer company. I haven't tried them yet. I haven't even talked to those guys or even asked them, hey, can you send me a freebie or anything? I haven't done anything. Bill just sent it over. He wants it back, unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to talk about that razor, which I'm not telling you what it is yet, in one of the next videos. And then, yeah, Bill, like an entire box full of razors. It's incredible. Anyways, we just did the second pass, and I think that's going to be it for tonight. It's really nice and clean and smooth, and I don't have a single nick. This here seems to be always my problem zone. Even here, you know, it seems like my stubbles are literally growing up the hill, and my skin is a little lumpy and bumpy down here. So that's the only section where I would ever run into some problems, but that's not the case. So both of those razors with the appropriate amount of pressure and a sharp blade, I don't do dull blade anymore. So sharp blade, it has to be Wilkinson Sword, Persona Super, feather blades. If you want an extra sharp blade and that's actually larger in dimension than the standard blades, so these are usually about 22 millimeters across, if I remember that correctly, you can get a 22.2 millimeter blade, which is a K-A-I blade, also Japanese made. They're a little wider. You put them in here and it gives it the extra edge, because then you are increasing the blade exposure. So you can buy a really mild razor, and once you have outgrown it, you just slap a Kai blade in there and you are waking this all up a little bit more, you know? So you can make a super mild razor maybe only be mild, and a super aggressive razor even, you know, you can do the Müller R41. Somewhere I saw that there's another Müller R41 now, which is a 2-piece instead of a 3-piece. I might have to get my hands on one of those and see what's what. Hey Müller, if you're watching, if you want to send me one of your new Müller R41s to shave with and compare to the OG brother over here, you guys let me know or send one. All right, anyways, I'm pretty happy with the result and the scent of the soap. If you haven't tried it, they sell samples. Lovely, lovely. Anyways, let's rinse off real quick. Very good, very good. Fresh towel. Ah, very good. And now we're gonna do first the aftershave. Like I said, no emulsifiers. This is really small batch aftershave making and soap making. They only put the ingredients in there that really need to be in there. There's alcohol, witch hazel, glycerin, some alum that sucks the bleeders together, essential oils, and fragrance. No other chemicals. I love this stuff. Little squirt here. Oh, just a tiny little tingle here and there. The alcohol and the glycerin, you can feel it, the little oily substance. Good for the skin. I use glycerin Haut Balsam, so it's a skin balm cream all the time for dry skin sections in my face. And now the finishing touches here with witch hazel, alcohol, water, sweet almond oil, avocado oil, jojoba oil, shea butter, wax, alum again. Germile is a preservative, essential oils, and fragrance. And This is pretty small, right? I can still read that. I'm a little worried. My eyesight is slowly, I mean, I'm 50, turning 51 this year, is slowly degrading. And as a pilot, you're always worried about, then I have to wear glasses while flying and all that. And I was hoping that I could stretch this out as long as possible. And so I'm constantly testing myself. Can you still read this? Like that sign over there or that whatever. Constantly checking myself. But this year I soon have to go and do my flight physical soon. And I will go and do a vision test right before that. So if I do need glasses, then I already have it in hand. And then I can say, okay, I already have prescription, eye correction. Anyways, how did I get there? Oh yeah, we were just reading the small print. So I think reading glasses I might not need, but rather distance. I don't know why. Anyways, guys, that was it. Late night shave. I'm ready to go to work tomorrow morning. Don't have to shave at 6. Better get some shut eye now. And thanks for hanging out. Again, thank you to all my supporters, Brian especially, and Bill. I mean, you guys rock. And you keep this program alive here. And you provide me with material to review and to try out and to bring to you guys. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.